G'day from New Zealand. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this. I hope I do too. And I hope I can do okay. I've got the chat open. So if you wish to engage with me, I will, of course, only engage with serious, friendly topics and chat. Otherwise, I won't. And I probably don't need help, but some help is always appreciated. So here we go, let's have a look. And these are broken, these glasses. These glasses are broken. Oh dear, why do you have to give me sort of like a painful one right away? I think we're going to do Quintet's Rook, I think. And is there any tricks? Trick or treats. So now, okay, here's a trick. I had to play through that before I actually got it. So I'm just going to turn my phone onto the stream. So let's have a look. I'm up to number 44. No wonder I have to go back. I was wondering, why is this so hard? So I want to go back to the start. So I want to purposely break this one. Do I? I don't really want to. I'll go rook here. If I go pawn here. I don't know if it does anything. It doesn't look very good. So I think it's something to do with this queen here, or maybe it's here. I'm going to go queen a4. Anyway, I'm going to purposely, you might not believe me, but I might just go puzzle streak and see if it does it won't let me do a fresh one. I have to fail it, so I'm purposely going to fail it, believe it or not. Don't know what to do. And these reading glasses are broken. See, they're broken here. So if that rook wasn't there and that rook wasn't there, it's an easy one. Queen e1 checkmate, but the rooks are there. I will purposely lose this. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to make a bungle move like this, okay? There you go, new streak. So I just want to do the check, mate. Oh, it's check. Oh, we're going to go rook here first. Okay, we're not going to do what we thought. And that's threatened Queen A7 checkmate, so I can't play moves like this because I'm out of here. Huh. Doll. A dear. So I want to look further than one move ahead, and so that's what I'll do. Okay, so I want to drive the queen here. Okay, so the queen's on G1 there. My queen is, or black's queen is on H1. And then I want to go queen check. And then queen here is forced. And then I want to go queen check. And king here is forced. And rook G6. Ah, you didn't make me shaft. Okay, I'll take it this way. I was actually going to take the knight first, but no, I'll take it this way. It's way better. I think you'll agree. Hope you like the music. Special. It's the same as usual, but it's special. Is this checkmate here and here is checkmate. But if self-talk doesn't go too far wrong. We're going to knight b6 check, queen b6. If I drop the mouse, then it's a different story. If I take this, if I take this rook here, rook takes. These silly things. They're broken, so I'm still using them. I don't want to throw them out. From Dutch parents, so I don't want to throw them out. You will see in the thumbnail of my mother and me when I'm a wee kid at Dunedin Airport. With the two, I don't know if they're in the photo, but the two Cocker Spaniels. One bit me in the nose. And the other one stayed alive after that. I'm just joking. Not really, but I'm not joking about being bitten in the nose. I'm not actually completely 100% sure with this one, but I do think that rook c8 is the first move. So I've sort of locked that into my memory already. I'm already saying that that's the first move. But what is the next move? I don't know. It doesn't sort of ring true for me, this. I'd rather play queen f7 check, but that's not the move because it doesn't work in this case. I'll just check everything's working properly. The volumes on for the thing, and anyway, I'm going to play this. It's not very good, that one. Now I think I take this queen and take this. Now I go knight check and king here, rook a3, rook b1 mate. Yes, that's not entirely an easy one for everyone, including me. Do I take this with check now, or do I do something different? Do I take this? This forces queen takes, knight takes. It's not the best. It isn't the best. F, rook f2, queen f2, knight f2, king f2, king e4 or something, because this pawn, I'll do this. Okay, well, it didn't even want me to prove anymore, but this pawn's after a4 from white is closer to queening than white's pawn by 1. So it should be quite helpful. Upon this move, then this bishop is free to take. So that's all I'm looking at. I'm just looking at that. Here's checkmate, see? So checkmate. And now we have a rook check and a knight check and a knight takes queen. And that is all forcing moves, except for white's last wasn't forcing. Here we've got king crusher is white, so we better play a good move. Now, do we have c7? And then c8 queen and queen takes rook. If this was here, which it isn't, then we got this check. I'm just going to want to check this one, if you pardon the pun. Queen check. Wow, look at this. Queen f8 is a big threat. We have to do something about that radical. Is it something like this? No, because of queen f8 check. That one, maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here, like queen f8 is, if this queen's off here, this line, then queen f g7, otherwise if this is promoted, this is checkmate, of course. So, well, there's a lot of things happening here for white. White's doing a few things here, that is for sure. Even if, like, just oblong move rook e7, of course it's no good, but I'm just wondering if there's some sort of poke, or do I have to stop thinking about it so much? Plus, we're currently a rook down for black. So that doesn't help with what I was thinking. Yeah, there's big things happening here. I'll take the arrows off the board. Okay, well, instead of just thinking one move ahead, so queen here check, king here, queen check, king here, what else? There's no other move other than bishop g1. And we've got queen check, king there, king here is no good because it's knight g3 check, and knight takes queen. So we've got queen check, king here is the only move in my opinion, queen check, and king e2 is the only move because no longer is bishop g1 possible. And we have knight g3 check, and then where does the king go? And then we got queen g2, and then after the king moves, and then where's the king moving? So knight g3 check, the queen's on h1. Okay, the queen's on h1, the king's on e2. I go knight g3 check. Then if the king goes here, I go queen check and knight takes queen. If the king goes here, I go queen g2 check again and knight takes queen. So I'm going to go queen check. Ah, okay, well, we'll take that then. Here we got knight takes and bishop takes, I think. Not spending too long on that one. Queen f7, king h6. If king h8, then queen g8 checkmate. So queen f7, king h8, 6, g5, king h5, queen h7 checkmate. It's not check, is it? No. So what's this one? Okay, well at the moment this rook's able to be taken, but we might as well take this first, you know, just as common sense, and take the rook after on b1. See, just keep it simple sometimes, just really keep it really simple so that we can all do this. Now I think that rook f7 is quite strong with bishop g6 of queen f7. Okay, so I'm going to go here and here, and that's it. Still a game for white to win or to play on and that sort of thing, or whatever. I'm just rambling. Here is check, king f4, and then instead of going g3, David, we're going to go rook f6, checkmate. This is funny. I think it might be knight takes, rook check, rook takes, knight takes, rook here. I'm just going to do this, I don't make really mind. We've got this check here, and we've got this check here, this capture here. Have we? Okay, we haven't necessarily, but if the rook goes to f7, or this rook goes to f7, then we have rook g7 check, and it's sort of pretty good. The queen cannot checkmate white once we capture this knight after all that. So is there something different, or no, I'm not. Okay, I'm going to take this, I think. Do I take this? Yeah, well, because we've got queen g7 checkmate, haven't we? It's now saying plus 6.0 for white player. Now here we've got just a practical sort of situation, like do we capture or do we look for something a bit better? I mean, we're obviously not going to play g(f)6, we're going to play bishop f6, I think, at this stage. We're not going to play knight c6 here because of bishop e7, and thereby black is threatened by, if knight e5, then bishop d8, rook d8, and we've got nowhere really. And once we take here, we're on this pawn here, you see, and that's the rook on a1. That sort of doesn't like that very much, so I'm just going to do that. Of course, I saw that quite quickly, but for the purposes of this, now do I do the check here and the h7, and then we got rook takes bishop, haven't we? And that threatens rook c1 checkmate. That does constitute a problem, and these sorts of things do happen a lot for me over the board. What do we do now? If no one watches this, then, you know, I'll probably leave it on still. Everyone's in bed. Probably all my subscribers are overseas. If I go h7 at the end, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, okay. So I forgot that after rook c1 checkmate, I've got rook g1. So now we're playing for black. So and now in this case, it says it's mate in minus 15 moves, because after king f6 we have king h4, and as you would maybe appreciate, the king cannot from here go over to here, this square, or no, yeah, sort of around there. So the king's behind the passed h pawn, which we will look after, because we will play moves like king g4 if we need to, after king g6. Is it g6? Yeah, it's g6. So we will look after that pawn once we've taken this pawn. So what I'm saying is, once king takes knight, king takes h4, king here, then we're going to play king here. Now if the king, to protect this h5 pawn so that it can march all the way home, and the king just keeps the white king out from covering h1 square. Okay, so there are exceptions to the rook pawns against king and king, or for king and king and country and all that sort of stuff, blah blah blah. The dreaded rook and pawn endgame. So I'm going to go here first. And upon rook here check, which is probably going to be the move, king here. And then, if king here, then rook d1 is checkmate. And we threaten king here. No, we don't threaten king there. We want to go e2, don't we? If I get the king here and here, if it goes to here and here, okay. Then after rook is on d2, then we threaten check with the rook on d2, and then king here, and we start to get quite an interesting position anyway. I think I'm going to play rook d2 and king d3, and I quite like that for black. The king can hide on this square too for black, and thereby push this e2 pawn, because we've now got what Nimzowitsch calls we build a bridge, so we can hide under the bridge on d1 from the rook checks. Now of course rook checks are still possible, but they're not so good anymore. But I want to probably put my king to e2 for black, and rook d1 check sort of thing, wriggle them around a bit, and then play the king to f2. And then we've even got moves like rook here threatened and rook g2. Okay, so it's quite a nice one, that one. So thank you to the player that played it. Yes, but no. What no, man cup? What no? Check. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to take first here, and then I'm going to play king here, I think. And then I'm wanting to play f4 if king e3, opposition, after my king's on e5. I'm going to probably play f4. It's a bit dodgy. King f3 and king d4. Am I happy with that one? Not really. Not actually really happy with that one. And there's no sort of c5 checks which are easy. And then pawn takes and king here's forced, and we can. So these ones are very simple to go out on. Then again, sort of what? I don't know. So this is where I say don't just play a move, play the move. But I'm not finding this one easy, so to speak. Do I play f4? Because white has just played. White has just played a4. And I just have to go out the room for a moment while you ponder that. So anyway, that's what you might want to do. So this is a difficult one, I think. So I'll just tidy up that unclean shaven look. I wonder if it's F4. Now we've firmly established a pawn. So there's about 3 candidate moves here. One is rook takes d3, the other one is f4, the other one, which is the least friendly of mine, is to play king d6. That's about probably, I don't know, it's not necessarily bad. I wonder if would it make any difference? It would make a difference. Like it's not, like it's my least favourite move of 3 candidate moves. But if I consider it, oh no, I don't think it's very good because that H pawn might be able to run. Excuse me. So, it's a bit like one of the things my mother would say to me, she's pictured there, of course. My mother would say, don't be so eager all the time. Sometimes, and she's not talking about chess, she's just talking about general things as well. So if I can get yeah, sorry about this. This is causing me some difficulty. Oh, my back. Right, there you go, rook d3. And there you go, king here. Okay, well, we'll take that. Yes, I decided to do it after all. Pardon me, my stomach. Pardon my stomach. Do I have knight d6 and rook e6? That looks quite fun anyway. And just looks fun to me. That's the problem with chess, is it can be fun sometimes. Sometimes, yeah, so. Oh, what? What'd you do that for? I hit my mic. So knight d6, cd6, rook e6 check. I'm just going to do that for fun, because I like it. Okay, looks pretty good. Anyway, after king f7 or something, we've got rook d6, and we've got the other rook come to the party as well. This one is elementary. Okay, so I'm going to go here and here. Do-do-do-do-do. Wee bit hard. So here we got, this is quite nice. Rook takes, rook e1 checkmate. Hold on, is it? Yeah, it is. Oh, it wasn't checkmate. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I am sorry I was wrong. Now I think I got this and take with check and then end up a piece up. At the very, very end. At the very end. Queen takes here is checkmate. Excuse me. Scusa ma. I probably want to play this first. But now that I've got the queen there, I want to maybe do something about it. Now if I take here, bishop takes, and play a4, what is white's best move? I don't think that white can do anything. Because the pawn's just too... The pawns, even though white is a piece up, the pawns are too strong. Queen check here, king here. And then we got bishop check. Oh, no, it's not, because the queen takes the rook. Oh, that. So maybe we got this check here first instead, Dave. That might be better. Rook f1 check. King e7, only move really, no others will do. No others will suffice. What about queen d6 check? No, I don't know, it doesn't look very right. It might have something to do with queen check and then, oh no, you keep doing this, don't you? And then you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll go queen here check after king e7, and then king d8 is the only move, and black is defending. So I really recommend the Art of the Middle Game in Chess by Paul Keres and Kotov, or that book. It's a wee soft cover puffin book or something, and there's a particularly very interesting chapter on defending. So I'm looking at black's defending. I'm not just looking at my checkmating. And now I'm really getting convinced with this move. So what I want to say about that book is the situation happens that white always thinks, white thinks that they're winning, they're in a winning position. Then black plays a move that they don't really consider straight away, and black is winning, and then so forth. White is winning, black is winning, white is winning. They're quite influential in chess because, sorry, I've got a wee itch in my ear. So black is winning now, white is winning with their move, and black is winning, and white is winning. So that points out that there's often a defense. So now I'm seeing this move, and I'm just looking at this practically, okay? The king goes up here, only move really other than rook f4 and queen takes queen. So rook f1 check, king here, rook f7 check, and it's all over, baby blue. So I'm going to do this move. What? You can't be serious. Now that's only a plus 6.0. There's no checkmate yet to be seen. Still work. Now I'm going to go rook check straight away, and queen here check, and queen here checkmate. To the square here is checkmate. As you can see that the king can't go here because of this bishop. Can't go here because of this bishop. With the queen on h6, the king can't go there, and it's checkmate. Okay? And they're all forced. So I really loved all my life. And I'm on the 64th square of the chessboard right now. I'm not 64, but you get what I mean. I'm on the 64th square, which is incidentally the time that our great Bobby Fischer died at the age of 64 and something. I don't think he died on his birthday, but I will remember him because he is one of the greats. But my favourite, if I ever get asked who's your favourite chess player of all time, it's Garry Kasparov. Even though I love Alekhine, and I love Tal, and I love Korchnoi even, who wasn't a world champion. And I'm thinking of making a song in honour of Vladimir Kramnik, and that song would be I'm Just Like Vladimir. I'm not going to sing it because I don't know the tune yet, but I'm thinking of making this song, but it probably won't go viral. And I'm thinking of doing this song because it's very, very true for me that I think I'm just like Kramnik, not in my chess, obviously not in my chess, but in the amount of times I think I'm playing a cheat. Anyway, rook h7 check, as promised, and here was checkmate. Oh, we've got a wee dodgy ball here. Didn't like that, did it, the computer? So I'm just going to look back at the score about what's on F3. Oh yes, a bishop on f3. So I think I'm going to take that knight. The knight, I mean, is going to take the rook. I'm not. If I'm out, then I'm out. What? Did I not see that? Oh, okay. So do I do rook here and rook here? Yes. Wow, out on the scrape of my nose or whatever it's called. But people like Kramnik would know exactly what I'm trying to say, but they'd be telling me off for not saying it right. We got this. Oh, I think we have. And pawn takes. If king here, then bishop g5 wins the queen by force. If king here instead, after queen h5, we don't have g6 so much because of pawn takes. And it's not very nice because the queen's on the rook file and it's actually threatening rook takes queen check if black idly plays hg6 and that sort of thing. So the other line is queen h5 check. I don't think there's anything else. King g8, and if there is, tough luck. Bishop c4 is pretty strong for black player to meet in this case. Even Paul Keres or Kotov, if they're in this position after these moves from white, which reminds me, this is the sort of thing that Paul Keres would play, as he plays his bishops out to h5 in the Sicilian and bishop g5. I'll never forget it because it's just like, and I think he was playing Kotov, Paul Keres, known for his awesome attacks. So, yeah, so I'm going to play queen h5 check, okay? And then we're going to play bishop here, as promised. What happened there? What was that? Knight b5, okay. So that gives me a clue as to what the next move is, but maybe not. So this queen is defending the knight, of course. I've just got to go to the door. Someone's knocking at the door. Sorry, I'll be 2 seconds. I got a parcel. I got a parcel. Oh, that's pretty good. I've got a parcel. Right. What happened there? Okay, I got these ones now. I got about 20 pairs. I don't know how many you've got, but I've got about 20 pairs of reading glasses. And they might help me. Yes. Well, this is looking quite damaging. Okay. First we got this. But white could play this. And then I got bishop check. And white can play this. And we can play queen takes b5. This queen here. Because this is quite serious here. This sort of stuff going on here, you know. From black to white, from white to worry about for black. So I'm thinking I'm going to go queen here check. If king here, then that's good because over after bishop b6 and queen c8 from c4 checkmate. So now we look at white's alternative. So if here, then that's basically resignation after bishop b6 and queen c8 checkmate. So now we look at only the alternative, which is queen here check, king here, bishop c5 check. It's pretty nasty, and this also cloaks with defense of the queen on c4, the protection of the knight on b5. So that's what I'm going to do. Now here we've got the cloaking as I've spoken about, and it's white's move now. So they're saying that if they're saying the computer's saying king c3 here, I might play that move. Okay, now it's giving two moves. I'm not sure which one. Oh no, don't go there, Dave. Okay, anyway, we'll finish this one. Don't have to worry, Dave. It's okay, it's finished. By the way, if this is the case, I'd be playing queen h6 check, king here, queen here, king here. Oh no, it's not very good, is it? It's all right, but it's not very good. Okay. What will we do there? We might play this. And this would be a win for white. Yes, the computer agrees it's a win for white. We go here and then anyway, I'm just going off on a tangent, which I'm likely and very easily able to do. And that was it. Anyway, that was success, even though it was a bit long-winded. Ah, wow. This is a... Oh, what? You turned up with a rook. You turned up with a rook on a2. And like, I was just going, what? What is this? And a bishop on e5's appeared. Look, there's no rook on a2 at the start for black. And what's this one? I thought, wow. And then there's a bishop on e5 that's appeared at the same time. So obviously something's wrong with my internet. So I'm going to play b2 all day long. Oh, do a rook. Okay, checkmate. Boy. Yes. Yes, dear Watson. So if we take this, d2, rook here check. Okay, rook here check. And king moves back to here, then we go rook back to here. And if king d7, then we go rook d6 and rook d2. If d1, we go rook c6 to d6 check. And queen takes rook. What else? King takes. And thereby white has a one king and pawn in game. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the king on d6, and probably the king on d8 still, and then we're going to be a pawn up after we capture the c6 pawn. Okay, so first do this and this and this. What? It's not even seeing that. Okay, I don't know, it's really weird, isn't it? Wow, it's weird. It is bad, David. David, it is red. Here's check. Queen takes, what else? Rook takes. And if king g6, then rook f7 to f6 check, and pawn takes bishop. Is that all there is to this one, or is there something better? Can we, no, we don't want to take the bishop, but here we've got, you know, we can win a game of chess with material advantage. So we've got 2, 4, 5, and 6 pawns versus 4. Okay, so we're going to do this. If king there, then here, and then gh3. And also we've got, if the king goes to h7 or h5, we've got rook h6, checkmate. We've also got, sorry, I'm looking at this retrospectively, king g7, bishop h6, and then we've got gh7, no, gh3. David, you're telling everyone how to learn the squares when I've got someone to coach, but you have to learn it yourself. I see, says the blind man. What? Well, what do you see? Okay, so I have to do this first. So I'm going to do that. I don't really mind. And then I'm going to play c5. To c5, I'm going to play c5 to c6. Is what I'm going to do. Can we do this, and this, and then this? So obviously I want to play something really cool. Now if I go there, does white have queen b8 check? Because this is the difference between a check and or a capture. The difference between a check is the opponent has to react to it somehow, either by placing something in between, number 1, number 2, taking the checking piece, 3, moving away with the king. However, with a knight, it's different. A knight can only be move away from or capture the knight. You cannot put something in the way, of course, as they are able to jump. Now, they're probably the best piece on them. So we've got rook e2, and if queen b8, then bishop e8, and rook e2, queen f1, and queen takes rook, check, and then we can possibly, or we can go rook takes e. No, the rook's gone. Queen takes, and we can go. We can't go queen takes bishop because the queen b8 takes e8 checkmate. And so here we are, number 45. I'm going to probably play this, I think. Okay, well that's right. I think my computer's freezing, so I'm going to see how long I've been on here. My I'm losing frames. Boy, I'm losing frames, all right. And so I'm just going to stop the stream. I'm going to stop the stream, I think. Okay, so all the best with your chess, no matter where it's at. And primarily, try to enjoy the game of chess. But this stream's not working very well. It might be because I'm doing it in the middle of the day and it's lunchtime. But I've lost, purportedly dropped frames 4, 6, 7, 3, and it keeps on continuing. And it's still not refreshed. So anyway, thank you. Bye for now, and see you next time on The Muppet Show.